gentlemen, that's right. You heard the music. Therefore, you know it is time for us to pump another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades into your ears. We are the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. We're like if you took the news and you shredded it into fine particles and you rolled it in paper and then you lit it on fire and you sucked that joyful news directly into your ears where it's consumed, regurgitated, and then told to everyone. Because you know that you can't help but tell everybody all about the news you heard on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades this week. That's part of your life. It's part of what you do. You repeat it. You bring your friends. You have a beverage. I'm your host, Steven, joined as always by the incredible, the amazing Smash Lady. Did I MDK everyone?
I was told by the audience that our music is louder than our voices and that we have been drowned out by our theme music.
Well, then that's how it goes. Sorry for that. I'm not going to do it again. If you're listening to the podcast for the first time, like...
You can't have swears before the show starts. Pre-swears are not swears.
That's why Ashley always drops 35 F-bombs before we hit record, just to get it all out of her system.
Out of my system.
Bleep, 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 bleep. I don't swear. Ashley swears. That's why the swear jar's on her side, where the swears happen.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, that's
never,
over there with you.
Together.
What should I have? It's like, Yosemite Sam swear jar where I'm like, dag nabbit, and people give me a 1.
You should have a backtrack jar.
Oh, a backtrack counter for when I say, like, vaguely inappropriate things that I immediately regret, and, like, I try to circle back around.
That you think are inappropriate, but, like, no one else even, like, twitched at. But you're like, oh, no, I might have offended someone somewhere in some timeline in some distant sky.
It's easier to offend people with your loose lips than it used to
That's
be.
What she said.
Don't go back and listen to early episodes of this show where Ashley and I were both ignorant, just difficult people. We're like, why did I say that?
Being offensive. So my dad wanted to go to the park today. It's like, sweet, there will be nobody there because it is Satan's ballsack at the sauna temperature out. Like
foreshadowing.
It was. Oh my God, it was hot. Wait, what? Satan's balls?
You said ball sack, and it just made me foreshadowing.
Oh, the Daily Ball Report by Stephen Adams. Stephanie texted me, and Mom, she's like, I have never heard the word nuts uttered so many times as I have in the last 24 hours.
We'll get to that. Finish your point.
Okay. So anyway, we get, my dad has always been like, we would go to Chinese restaurants and he would be like, ching chong, blong, blong, blong. And we'd go to
standard
Mexican
old man
restaurants
racism.
And he'd be like, ¿Cómo está? Bienvenidos, my pants. Blah, blah. Like he didn't have a filter and so we would always like prep him. And so we get to the park and we're like, yes, there's nobody there. Because it's hot. And this minivan drives up on the wrong side of the road, parks like cattywampus in front of my car while I'm pulling my dad's rollator out of the back, and I hear my mom talking to somebody, and then they just like swerve and zoom off, and I'm like, what was that? She's like, oh, she was wondering where the parking was, and I'm like, where we are?
Yeah.
Where she parked to ask you. So anyway, the minivan comes swerving back and parks behind us, and I'm like, well, shit, like, go away, this is my park. 20 GD people jump out of that minivan, and they were all children.
Even the
driver? Two Arab women and like 50 children. I'm like, none of those kids were in car seats. There's no way in hell you can fit that many cars. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
car.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God, my dad. Like, cause the women, like the older women had hijab on, and I'm just like, oh my God.
You're gonna have to sit there and listen to your dad say things that you don't want him to say.
Terrified. I was terrified. But Dad ended up having like a fantastic time, and he didn't say one inappropriate thing. However, the women thought that my blue-eyed, blonde-haired baby boy was the cat's freaking pajamas, and the fact that he was talking was just phenomenal. So they were trying to marry off their young girls to my he needs a wife, come meet Amaya. And I'm like,
you're like, he's 1.5, not even 1.5.
like but you know, and then he started chasing one of them around, like, and he's like, "Oh, that's his favorite. That's his favorite." I'm like,
trying to marry this. That's incredible.
I was like, he's already spoken for to a Greek baby.
He's got some prospects already.
He's supposed to marry Nectaria.
Oh, well, that's cool. You know, that'll happen.
Anyway, I don't remember where I was going with any of that.
Every kid is destined to marry their toddler friend when they're like 3, because all the parents are like,
Yeah,
"We're
and
gonna
like
hold
anime.
hands." And it's like, look, chances are one of us will move before they make it to 18 to 20, or 27, or when did you get married? 35. That age too. You're probably not going to be hanging around the same people for that long. At least. I only have my own life experience, and we moved every 7 years, so I don't. Being where I am right now is
once.
unusual.
Like, my family has moved once. I've moved a shit ton because, you know, when you go to 17 colleges going, I don't know what to do with my life, you move a lot.
No, I moved 7 times to different. No, every 7 years we moved to different states. So it's like
that was your jubilee.
Like
every 7 years,
every
you
7
moved.
years. So this is the longest I've ever been in one place. We've been here almost 10. Which is unusual.
Oh my God, Steven, no way.
Yeah, we moved here in 2012, and it's 2021 right now.
Bullshit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's been almost 10 years of living in the great state of Northern Carolina.
How long have you been in that house?
Oh, in this house since 2014, January 2014.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so 7 years in this house. I guess it's time to move. Too bad if you sold it, you can't go anywhere. And we got new windows. Like, see that right there? That's a new window. Put all those windows in.
Kelly needs to see it because it's not cattywampus no more.
I know. Well, our blinds don't fit back in the boxes. The windows they take up more room than the previous windows, so the blind mounts won't fit because they're not recessed
I do
enough.
see the blinds on the countertop now.
Yeah, they're everywhere, and I don't know whether to put them on buy nothing or sell them. I can't decide which level of frustration I wish to deal with.
Selling shit is so annoying because you get 50 different questions and you're like, please God, come pick this up when you say you're going to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they don't. And then 30 other people, because you still have it listed for sale, are like, hey, is this? And I'm like, I'll let you know. But then you're like, wait, shit, who asked about it first? And like, do I give it to the person who asked first? Or do I give it to the person who like was cooler in their message? It's dumb.
Yeah,
just stick it on your street corner and put a big sign that says "Take me home."
My favorite ones are the ones where you list something for sale and they're like, "Hey, I'm interested." You're like, "Okay, great." And they're like, "Will you bring it 40 minutes away from you to the other side of town and meet me at a Shell station?" Like, no, I won't. Well, I can't buy it then. Well, don't message me anymore. Like, you got to come pick it up here. I have had one item stolen from me, which was unfortunate because I'm a good person and I try to forget about it sometimes, but then I think about it. I'm like, dang, those people stole from me.
Why don't I know this?
You remember the blue rug we had downstairs with the white, like it was diamond pattern?
Yeah,
and we replaced it with the rug that you laid on for like an hour and just like
did snow angels?
Did snow angels and
yes.
what are they, rolling biscuits? What do they call that when a cat does?
Rolling biscuits. Yes.
Yeah, you're
rolling biscuits. Air biscuits.
Well,
Steven.
I listed the old rug.
Wait, is an air biscuit a fart?
That's a fart with no sound. That's a poof. It's called an air biscuit. I taught Sam that early. I needed him to know it. It's important. These are the things that you need to learn from your father. But I went to sell that thing, and I listed it for like $50 or something. It's like a $350 rug.
Rugs
and it
are
was
expensive.
in good condition. So it's like, but 50, because no one will buy anything if you list it for 3 digits. So you got to like drop it down. Even 50's pushing it for people on Facebook.
Yeah.
But some people said, hey, we're doing a play at this school. They named the school and they're like, we need a rug like that for the living room set, and we'd love to borrow it from you and then return it when we're finished. And I'm just like, sure, sounds great. And they're like, we'll give you tickets to the show so you can come watch and you see your rug on stage. I'm like, I don't have a kid at your weird school, and I don't really care to be the random stranger who's like, I don't have any children here, but I'd love tickets to your show. So I said, no, I don't need that. I'll just let you have the rug. Well, then I was late getting there because I forgot all about we were supposed to meet. And I took the rug, and I was like, I'm so sorry. It's like 15 minutes behind. And then I never heard from them again. Never heard from them ever. So some school somewhere has my rug in their prop department. That rug really tied the room together, too.
That's like so weird. Okay. That's so weird. Like, because
Yeah.
technically the state stole from you unless it was a private school. Was it private school?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember what elementary school it was, but it was definitely a normal elementary school. But, I mean,
Yeah.
when you do a play, it's like parent volunteers and stuff. Who knows? But they did take my rug. So, but to be fair, I don't want it to do anything with that rug, and I don't care. So, maybe it
there's
was real.
somebody like every once in a while laying there at night going, I stole a rug, but I don't even know how to get back in
I
touch
don't
with these
know
people.
who that person is.
I wonder if they got their rug back. Did they come
Yeah.
to the school? I bet they didn't. How would they know? And that probably keeps them up at night.
Yeah, I hope it
Take
haunts
solace
their
in that.
dreams for a while. Really, I hope they do. Hope it's that feeling that they lay there in bed, they just open their eyes suddenly and remember the embarrassing moment that they stole a rug from a person on accident, and they're like, "Oh shoot!"
That's the good thing about having a child this young that doesn't sleep like everybody promised that they would at 8 months. Fuckers.
You learned a valuable
Is that
lesson.
you don't have time to replay your life's bullshitty events going, I wish I would have done this and I hope this person gets the anal secretion warts. Like you lay down and then you wake up because it's morning.
Yeah, I think
So
I think
I guess
that
that's a positive.
yeah, having a kid does tend to make everything that you thought was severe and important fade into the background quite a bit more. Like I don't have nearly those incidents of I'd like to crawl into my sock drawer and not come out for a minute. You know,
Why your sock drawer?
it just seems like a safe place where no one can find me. Like even those moments I think back now, I'm like, my brain's like, you remember that one time? And I'm like, shut up.
Your brain is Batman. Do you still make sock balls?
No, it's been a long time. I don't wear socks that are that tall anymore. I'm not like an old man at Kroger. By the way, if I ever walk out of the house looking like some of these old dudes do, like they just rolled out of bed and went to the grocery store, I know that some people's like that's their life goal, and you do you. But personally, I need someone to stop me because I saw this guy wandering around the freezer section at Kroger this evening with the white socks up to like right under his knee and his black shoes on and his basketball shorts and his like Big Johnson t-shirt that just, and his hair was like sideways. Like it was just, like Krusty the Clown just out there. And he's walking around looking around like for ice cream or something. Like just, I was like, your mama needed to tell you you're supposed to dress.
How old was he? Like, was a kid or like old enough to know better?
No, he was like a 65-year-old man. Like he was
So,
old.
After seeing like how much it takes out of dad to get like up and ready and showered and stuff, now when I see people, I'm like, never mind.
Your dad looks like it should take him some extra time. This guy looked like he could pull it off if he really tried.
Okay.
There's a different, when you know, like, you just need to pull it together, man. Pull it together. I remember, so my grandma was 93. How old was my grandma when she passed? Like 92, 93. And she had people help her with her makeup and pearls every day till the day she died.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's a classy Southern lady, and she was not going to have guests and not have her makeup and her pearls.
Oh my god!
And
in like Korea, if women don't wear makeup, it's like considered almost offensive to people. Like, why do we have to look at your bare face? Like, why don't make yourself
cover that up?
presentable?
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
So,
is that another thing we can lay on World War II for causing? Like, I feel like most marketing gimmicks are World War II related.
Probably, yeah, because apparently, men bought some shit at some point. Stevie, do you remember when Sub first joined the chat? And for like 6 months, he drove you nuts. Like, absolutely. Like, Steven would get done with the show. He'd be like, he just doesn't stop. I feel like he's picking on me. I'm like, I love this kid. Like, he's just a sarcastic asshole. I love this kid. And then, like, I don't know what happened, but there was this switch, and Steven was like, I would like to adopt him.
He did, yeah. I will take care of this boy. I will train him in the right ways.
His life is precious to me.
What did he do? I think he did something genuinely honest and kind, like without being a sarcastic butt. I was like, oh wait a minute, this kid's got a heart of gold with a crusty exterior.
it was just because you would just rail on Steven forever. And I remember Steven was like, I can't take it anymore. Like,
I'm
you
gonna
know he's
ban
cool.
him. I'm gonna
See, I
ban
forgot about that. It was so awesome.
him.
Yeah,
No, I
I'm
love
glad you
Sub.
stayed around, Sub.
43 months of Sub he's been around. 43.
Subs.
That's impressive. Hey,
Subs.
let's do a factoid. Ba-doop. The zebra oh, somebody's paying attention to Raleigh, North Carolina news this week. The zebra cobra is a venomous snake hailing from the central Namibia northwards into Angola and is one of 3 spitting snakes in Namibia. It averages 1.2 meters and may exceed 1.5 meters in length. It is largely nocturnal and is often found on tarred roads, especially after rain. This is a shy snake that will choose to escape but will spread a hood and bite readily if cornered. Like the black spitting cobra, it is quick to spit and does so effectively. The venom of the zebra snake is potently cytotoxic, causing pain, swelling, blistering, and in many instances, tissue damage. That.
Hey, it's a zebra cobra because it's all stripy and shit.
Yeah, so if you weren't paying attention to the news, we were on the map this week, baby. Because there's some idiot in Raleigh somewhere who's decided to turn his house into a venomous snake farm, and his zebra cobra got out and was just hanging around. And it was like a SWAT team and half the fire department and 17 ambulances on this street trying to hunt down a zebra cobra that was just like, what, man? I'm just on this porch. Go away. Because
I was at the park and I had no idea. Like, I didn't know any about this until yesterday. And one of my girlfriends was like, yeah, Philip was telling, she's like, it's terrifying. They can spit up to 10 feet. And I'm like, where did it escape? She's like, Raleigh. And I'm like,
who cares?
Doubt that it's this far south. And she's like, well, Philip said that it can mate with a copperhead. And I'm like,
so then you have copper-headed zebra snake?
she's like, but, you know, it would have a baby like a liger. And I'm like, so it would be sterile? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I think Philip was kidding. She's like, probably, but it can happen. So all I can see is this, like, copperhead that spits venom but, like, is sterile, just roaming the ground.
They can hijack people's Porsches and drive all the way across town into a park.
Yes.
Speaking of sterility,
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I promised a ball report. I promised I would give everybody the lowdown on what a snipperino is like. And I have the report.
Like a sandwich.
Yeah, I got it all figured out. I have pro tips. I have first-hand experience knowing what it's like to have a doctor rubbing and pulling on your balls while you're just laying there. Probably a lot of people have that experience, but mine was medically necessary.
You all pay for it.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I paid a man a lot of money to fondle my nuts the other day. So I'll tell you one thing. Here's the lowdown. Not a big deal. 7 minutes, you guys. 7 minutes, in and out. Go in. I waited around with paperwork longer than I waited around to have my nuts snipped. It was easy. The doctor comes in. He's like, you thought about it? Yes. You know what you're doing? Yes. Sign this paper.
Do you?
Okay, follow me. And I'm like, okay. And I go in this room, and it's just this tiny, like a dentist office. I was expecting like a dark room with lights, like aimed directly
like an
at
operating
crotch level. Yeah. And I took Stephanie with me because it's important that I had her with me. I was like, if this is happening, you have to be there because I don't want to go by myself, for one thing. And the nurse is cracking jokes, and she's apparently tickled that people are getting their nuts poked at. Every Friday at her office, she's like, I love Fridays. Fridays are great. How's it going for you? I'm like, I'm
neuter
terrified.
those bitches.
Yeah, I'm terrified. How are you doing? She's like, oh, pretty good for a Friday. This is great. My people aren't being cut open today. Yours are. No, she was great. She was also the size of a toothpick. I don't think they feed nurses. I don't think they're allowed to eat. Like she has her arm, I could fit through my finger, like really ring like that.
Like yeah, but you ever see people that skinny and like, how is there a bone in
Yeah,
that?
how do you have bone structure? Like you take my wedding ring and I could just put it over her entire arm. It was amazing. But so dude's all cool. He's like, let's go knock this out. So we went and I got on the little table And they had a TV in the ceiling, so you could lay back. And I was like, oh snap, I get to watch TV while we do this. And he's like, yeah. And I said, it's golf. That's a good choice. He said, yeah, UFC tends to get people a little too excited. I need everybody to be calm.
Did he say the word excited while fondling your nuts?
No, he didn't mean that way. He meant he didn't want people going, get him, John-O, while they're
I
watching.
understand what he meant. I was being dumb.
It's like, yes, people get many boners in here. No, I can assure you, based on my experience, there's never been a boner in the vasectomy room. No matter how much fondling is being done, you know how a dog like covers its tail, like uses its tail to cover its nuts when it feels ashamed and scared. Like your nuts know what they're about to go through, and they don't want a part of it. That's much is true. But dude, so they use the note. Okay, here's a recommendation. I've been to Reddit, looking at. They have a vasectomy subreddit for people wanting to get information. There's some insane surgeries that I'm real glad I wasn't a part of. One dude's like, yeah, they use a scalpel and they cut both sides of your sack, and then I'm like, they put 2 holes in you. What kind of crazy person?
Why? Like to meet in the middle?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they just put a whole chopstick through there. It's a party trick. And look what I'm gonna do. This is great.
I can't imagine having ball stitches. Like that would poke.
Yeah, I know. Right. So some of them do that. Some of them do that. There's an old school thing. Now, the technology. We have the technology. We can make this much less invasive. You know how you had your gallbladder surgery and they were just like poke a hole, use sticks, take gallbladder out. Done.
I mean, I was asleep. I'm assuming that's what they did.
But yeah, well, you can only hope. That's all.
I have 4 scars on my stomach, so I'm assuming. Yes. Okay. Is that why there's 4 of them? Because they like pinch in the middle.
Meet in the middle. Watcha! Yeah, they have a lot of fun poking at your belt. Anyway, they so the thing about this guy, he used no needle. So there was no needle. It was like a air compressor dealio that shot anesthetic into your
Oh, you got to do that? We talked about that on the show before, remember?
Did we?
Yes,
I mean,
we talked
I didn't
about
do
that.
it. He did it.
Well, yeah, but they used it on you. That's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
we talked about it on the show because we were trying desperately to figure out how you compress anesthesia through your skin with enough force. You just pancake your nuts.
It turns it. I mean, it's basically a needle all by itself. The anesthesia is so propelled at such a focused point so fast, it just goes right through. And it took it, like, honest to goodness, that was the worst part. And it was like the best example is getting flicked with a rubber band, but not in your testicle, so you don't feel like you got hit with a soccer ball. It's above that. It's more just like a spam, and you're like, oh, well, that wasn't that terrible. It's just kind of it was more of a hoop, like, oh man, that happened. But then you can't feel nothing. Then he's like, all right, we're getting down to business, and in 5 minutes he's like, okay, we're all done with both. I'm like, what the crap? Fascinating. But
so they do both sides?
Yeah, through one hole.
Did one nut.
They do both sides because you got 2 vas deferens, and they got 1 hole. By the way, if you don't want to hear any of this, skip ahead like a few minutes. But they make the dude. So this is cool. This is where it gets real cool. Dude takes a pokey thing, like it's like a specialized device that pokes a hole and then just opens it up a little bit. It's not a scalpel. He just pokes a hole and then like spreads it open so he can get in there and work. And it's 1 hole, and
so
he
like
can get to both
a speculum
sides.
For your nuts.
Something like that. But it was awesome. Like, it was like, oh, I mean, I didn't see it, but what it left was 1 small incision that doesn't require any stitches. And then after you get done, that's when they scare you to death. They're like, okay, so in the next 36 hours, you may develop some swelling. That could be a hematoma, and it could turn into like an extra testicle. If it's an extra testicle, just call me. Like, they can start warning you about all this stuff that can happen. Then they're like, bruising could develop within 7 days. Some people may end up with a very bad hematoma that they need help to deal with. You'll call me if that happens. And they're like, you'll know if you've got a complication. If you don't know you have a complication, it's probably not a complication. And I'm like, well, this is all good to have after the fact. Thanks, man.
Just tell me this shit before. I'm
Yeah.
looking up testes speculum.
I don't know that that's the right word. But anyway, you end up walking.
Insertion of testicular.
You gain a
I
backup
should've-
ball. Yeah, DH done. That's not exactly how it works. It says it basically that occurs when there's the doctor nicks something, like a blood vessel somewhere that just doesn't seal quickly and then kind of just causes healing to be complex.
A blood balloon.
Yeah, luckily I didn't end up with such a situation. So that was good. But you do walk out of there kind of like a cowboy. Mostly because you're more aware of your testicles at that point than you will ever be aware of them in your life. Like the next 7 days of your existence is going to be constant focus on your nuts until they get better. That's what I have
Like if
discovered.
a girl was suddenly put in a dude's body.
Yeah, you would be very aware that you had stuff hanging out front. They're not
Jacob.
flipping Jacob.
Jacob
Okay.
has
Jacob
been
is a giant a-hole. Just
grilling Steven.
the
Just grilling him.
the giantest a-hole. So I have a lot of friends. I want Jacob to, because we talked about this last night a little bit. I have so many friends going, "Hey man, hope you're feeling better today. Hey, how'd it go? Oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing that myself in a little bit. I'd love some information. Hey, I'm considering that. You want to tell me how your doctor did it so I know what to look for?" This is what Jacob does. "Hey, if you need to use your power tools, just call me. I'll help you." Flipping.
It's literally nonstop. He's like, "Hey, Steven, how you enjoying those seedless watermelons?"
Yeah.
Because
what did he
nobody
say?
likes to have to spit.
Nobody likes spitting seeds. And then he said, "Hey, Dwayne, what do you and a Christmas tree have in common? Your balls are ornamental." Bah! The only person, my favorite person on the planet, the only one that will relentlessly hound me about my operation. He did bring me
I
cookies.
don't even
though.
think he asked how you were feeling. He brought you cookies as like a
'Cause
show
I
of
asked
affection,
for them.
but that's literally it.
I asked for cookies, and he brought them to me, which I appreciate greatly. But no, there
Steven
was.
wrote back and he's like, "They didn't geld me. Like I still have my nuts."
My nuts are still functional. There's more to a nut than a functioning pair of vas deferens. That was another one of his favorites. He said, "You know what, Dwayne?"
DH done, he busted your balls.
Yeah.
That was good.
He said, "You know, Dwayne, we're a lot alike, but there is a vast difference between us." I was like, I'm gonna punch you in the testicles. I really am.
Like, I'll make sure you don't get a second one.
But all in all said and done, if you're interested in it, totally believe you should pursue a no scalpel, no needle operation from a trustworthy source, because there's no peas involved. You don't need frozen peas, nothing swell. That was good to go. It's probably the most minimal invasive. However, this is the part that ticks me off a little bit. Everybody you talk to acts like, about 2 or 3 days, you're kind of walking again, feeling pretty good, doing all right. And I'm like, y'all, at 2 days, I felt like I was supposed to be feeling all right, and I was not all right. But because I thought I was supposed to be, I started doing normal things, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I should have rested more. But everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you can go take a walk." I'm like, I don't know that. I think you should be more clear that you shouldn't take a walk if you don't feel like you can take a walk. Like, people need to be more like, you're really looking at 7 to 14 days before you do anything you want to do. Because the more I've taken it easy, the better I've got.
Yeah. Any pressure you put on your pelvic floor, which is walking, sitting up,
anything, yeah,
moving, is probably not great.
Yeah, and the discomfort level, I don't know who everyone's talking to, but I think they're like all John Wayne boss cowboys that are just
Cowboy
like,
up.
It's a 1 when they're really like dying, It's probably it's hovered more around the 1 to 2 to 3 depending on the day, out of 10 on the old discomfort meter.
Has it routinely gotten better, or is it?
Sunday it was getting better, and then I think I did too much on Sunday I had to get the house ready for the window people, so I had to move all Sam's toys and stuff. So I was doing a lot of going up the stairs when I shouldn't have and stuff. And I was like,
why didn't you call us? I didn't know you
Because-
were doing all of that.
Because but I don't know. I don't ask for help. Who do you think I am?
I didn't even know you were doing it.
Yeah, I had to do a bunch of stuff, and then it was, went to your parents' house, and then I went to the grocery store trying to be like a boss because Jacob was there, and I shouldn't have. I should have just said F it. We're eating vegetarian refried beans. Who cares?
I would have eaten KFC, man.
That would have been good. That would have been good. Yeah, Sub, did you not hear all the things McFly said? Of course he didn't ask for help. But anyway, long story long, I guess. A- experience. A little bit, a couple unexpected length of recovery time. But other than that, I'm pretty okay. Yeah, so far.
I just love that you got to do the like whoosh, anesthesia, like the
Do you want to go try
nuts.
it?
I would love to have someone fire anesthesia at me and then like have a random patch of numb on me. Like I don't want surgery-fied after that.
Yeah, you could probably get
Why
that
don't they
done.
do that when you're giving birth? Just shoot anesthesia into your vagina.
Because
I mean, I guess the top of the baby's head would be numb.
Yeah, and because it's just, I think there's a lot of areas of your pelvis, of your lower body that's in pain. Like one little jet is not gonna solve the issue.
Couldn't hurt.
Yeah. It is weird though, because you'd think like it would be just your nuts that hurt, but they're like, your upper leg can hurt, hip can hurt, back can hurt, abdomen can hurt. They're like, it's referred pain, it can go everywhere. I was like, oh good, my sciatica makes my nuts hurt, and now my nuts are gonna make my sciatica hurt. Take that, nerve pain. Revenge. Revenge of your balls.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Revenge of your balls.
But anyway, I promised stories. I provided stories. And that's
beautiful.
So for all the people that have asked me, hey, can you just tell me how it goes? So 'cause I'm thinking about doing it. Now you know. You heard it here first.
Sub's got a new job in writing medical literature. If it's a part of you, it could hurt.
Yes. Yes, that is way better than. But I tell you what, you go to the vasectomy subreddit, you can hear some horror stories. Don't go there, because it's really not. People go there when they're like, my nut's the size of an orange. Is that normal?
Why didn't you just ignore the internet and then just have it done?
I did. I did ignore that. I didn't go there until like 4 days later, and I was like, I'm still uncomfortable, and the doctor said I should be getting better. What's the deal? And then everybody was like, oh. They're like, yeah, 4 days, my butt.
Really?
Chill for like 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, Zafo even told me. He's like, I went to a baseball game and sat in the nosebleeds the next day. And I'm like, well, that sounds good. And then Travis was like, oh, yeah, I took some walks. And yeah, I really friends that had it. And we're like, you guys with your balls that heal superiorly to
I was
mine.
going to say, maybe it was just the sitting. But, I mean, if Travis is like, I've been on 15 walks.
I've been on 15. Yeah, then, no, he did. He relaxed just as well. We all relaxed. We all took it easy. Anyway, everyone but me, because I thought I was supposed to be better. I was like, I'm supposed to be better. I should be able to do what I want. World news! Oh, wait.
Okay.
No, you can. Yeah, world news! It's part of you. It might hurt. That's true.
I like that. We have 15 minutes in which to finish the entire show.
That'll be easy. Hey, we got this. CCTV company is paying remote workers in India to yell at armed robbers. This is the best way to provide quality jobs and protect people's investments. A U.S.-based CCTV company has decided to hire people who will monitor stores from remote locations in India and scream at armed robbers in case of suspicious activities in the stores. Washington-based Live Eye Surveillance. That sounds like a creepy detective novel.
That's Big Brother with a smile.
Yeah, will use surveillance cameras to watch over the store. It is basically a camera system that keeps a continuous watch over the activities in a shop. A remote human operator intervenes in the event of suspicious activity. Apart from pointing out robberies, the remote human operator will also monitor the activities of the store's employees. For example, if the cashier makes a mistake in the bill, the store clerks will be yelled at for the error. Y'all, we already got enough.
Company? This is so stupid.
There's already enough employee dissatisfaction in retail that we really need to add. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Did you guys
around.
not learn anything from like COVID workers not coming back because they don't want your shit pay.
Yeah, because when the unemployment is better than the pay for actually working, the problem isn't the unemployment. The problem is the wages that we're paying these people. Those who aren't employees of the store will be asked to step aside from the cash counter if the human operator spots a man at a place where he shouldn't be in the shop. As per the job description mentioned on the company's website, Live Eye Surveillance said, you will act as a virtual supervisor for the sites in terms of assuring the safety of the employees located overseas and requesting them to complete assigned tasks. The company will pay $400 or approximately 29,000 rupees per month for the job. It is rupees in India, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Zelda.
Rubles? Rupees.
Rubles.
Rupees is Zelda.
Rubles is Russian, right? Rupees is India. You can have rupees in India.
What?
Indian currency. On the website,
Rupee,
yeah, rupee. On their website, Live Eye Surveillance said that several major corporations such as 7-Eleven, Shell, Dairy Queen, and Holiday Inn are its customers. Well, there's your list of people not to work for, because that's jacked up that a CEO or whoever purchases for security goes, hey, I found a company that says they can yell at our people if they don't do what they're supposed to.
That is so dumb.
Is it raining? Was that thunder? Was that thunder?
Oh.
Thunder. Anyway, so don't work for any of those places.
Oh, yeah, I just heard it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's going to rain. Good thing I have windows. Small town news. DH Dunn makes a good point about the latency issue. Like, the robbers are gone 2 minutes before they get yelled at. And are they going to yell at them in English or in whatever Indians speak? What Indians speak? I mean, that'd be more horrifying to get yelled at in a language you don't understand from a TV.
Yeah, but it would need to be like German.
Oh gosh, yeah, German's horrifying.
Or Farsi. Oh my God, the chick at the park yelled at her children like just wow, because they were like running up towards the road and like playing with electrical cables, and she finally noticed it. It was not. I mean, she like anyway. Man jailed twice in minutes after offering counterfeit cash for bail. Whoops. Whoops. A man out of an early morning walk was jailed twice within minutes over the weekend. Once for trying to post bail with counterfeit money. A man out for an early morning walk.
Yeah.
Why would I don't like was he
jaywalking? It's real severe fines, you know.
Michael Deschney.
Duquesne.
Deschnino.
It's probably pronounced like Ducon.
It looks German, but it's confusing. Was initially stopped after being mistaken for a suspect in another investigation. However, he's now facing charges including theft and forgery. Oh my gosh! So that was accidental, and then he screwed up that badly.
Wait, he got arrested on accident?
Yeah, and he posted. Wow, deputies got a call about a possible theft from a motor vehicle. While searching the area, Deputy Dwayne.
Yeah.
Dwayne Fay. Okay. Wow. Sorry about your life. Located a possible suspect walking and stopped to question him. Investigation determined that the man, Michael, had nothing to do with the original theft and was walking home after having an argument with a female friend, but had an outstanding warrant for theft. That's coincidental. Michael was arrested on theft warrant and granted an immediate meeting with a bail commissioner after saying he had enough money for bail. His money turned out to be counterfeit $100 bills. Bills? Oh, hail. You remember when your mom did that? That was so great. Michael was denied bail and returned to jail with the additional charge of forgery. Later that day, he was able to post bail using authentic U.S. currency. You know, like Bitcoin.
My Bitcoin has not done well.
Oh, really?
It has not done well. Yeah, Elon Musk really screwed the pooch for me.
What did he do?
He talked about it in a negative manner. They were taking Bitcoin for Teslas, and then they stopped because they said environmental impact. And then China was all like, "We're China, you can't use Bitcoin in China anymore," which was a huge. Anyway, It'll come back up.
Really?
It'll just take some time. Well, it means that the graphics cards are available now because they can't mine it in China. So you can actually get a graphics card if you've been holding out for a 3080. Nature is healing. The boxes are showing back up in stores.
I was gonna say, wasn't Zafo after one for like months?
Yeah, he was after one forever. They're now coming back. There's been people who have been like, I walked into the store and it was there and I bought it. Like before it was like I stood in line for 18 hours in the rain because I thought they were getting a shipment of 3 cards.
Oh,
It's been
wow.
it's been a pretty intense year for the enthusiast PC gaming market. Chip shortages are real, yo. I guess everybody expected the pandemic to just wipe us out a lot worse than it did. And now we're like, hello, I have vaccine. I'm here to buy things. And we're like, hey, we didn't make any things because y'all weren't buying things. And we're like, well, we're here now to buy things. Well, housing market good, going to buy lots of wood for housing market. Going to buy a new house. And Lowe's is like, that'll be $87,000 for these 4 sheets of plywood, please. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh, yes.
the IKEA.
Oh, everything.
Stephanie was going to put an IKEA order, and I was like, well, hey, pop this on here because I want it, and $50 is worth mine and Jacob's time to have it, in the next week instead of buying it, maybe making it for $10 cheaper. And Steph's like, yeah, the shipping's $200.
Just
like, no. Fuck
never
that.
mind. Well, yeah, that whole industry has dealt with a surge in shipping, so you can't. I've been waiting on these minis from this Kickstarter I funded a year and 6 months ago or something. Like just waiting on minis, and they've been stuck in container hell, just unable to get shipped across the ocean.
No, are you
They're
serious?
like, well, now we have the containers, but we're trying to book passage on a ship. Like,
wow.
Good thing I don't need it. 200. Are you dead? What happened? Tarantula hawk.
God.
Bullet ant.
The tarantula hawk. It's so windy I can hear it through my blanket and my earphones, and it slammed the garage door because I haven't locked up yet, and that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, well, good. Newspaper left untold. And Travis knows what I'm talking about. Blacklist minis. They've been waiting forever. C. Mitch has been
Like
waiting
the
for them
show?
too. Yes, like the show. They're all just pictures of Jimmy. What's his name? What's the guy? James Spader. They're just minis of
he was
James
so
Spader.
good in The Office. Damn.
I haven't watched The Office with him in it. He's an interesting character.
He's so much fun to watch. I think I would hate him in real life, but he's just so much fun to watch.
He was great as Ultron. I know that's not everybody's favorite Marvel movie, but
his voice is phenomenal.
Yeah, it just worked.
Like there's something about his voice. It's just phenomenal.
He was in Stargate too. Let's not forget.
Yes, he was. He was super hot in Stargate.
Yeah. Back when they made sci-fi that was just stupid weird and didn't make any sense, and people went to see it.
Yeah.
Like Stargate was weird. And it was a
good though.
Big old movie. And like The Fifth Element's weird. But it's a big old movie. Now they're just like, well, sci-fi. Let me see. Is it Star Trek? No, sir. Is it Star Wars?
Is it Marvel?
No, sir. You said it's sci-fi and it's not one of those? No, it's not. And you want money for this? Go talk to Luc Besson. He's got some money. He'll make it for you. And then they made Jim John and the 4,000 Inner Planets or whatever.
Dude, I can't believe that man made Fifth Element, and then I watched some of the other stuff he made, and I'm like,
didn't he do Leon the Professional and like a handful of other like really cool one-take action
he had like
jams?
Fantastic, and then he did Lucy, and then the
Lucy was bad. I mean, not
rapey.
But then there was that. What was it? Valerian in the 10,000
Planets
Planets or some?
Yes. Which was so.
I wanted to like it.
Could have been.
I wanted to like it, but the two leads.
The casting was not fantastic.
No, they didn't have any chemistry.
Pissing down the rain.
Yeah,
pissing
I hear it.
Down the rain.
That's
Can
amazing.
you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it through your microphone. They didn't have any chemistry at all. And he's like, I met you and we're getting married. I'm like, y'all
yeah,
were
it was
like
slightly
17.
rapey. It was not okay. Yeah.
This is a real weird movie. But I like the aesthetic. I just wish it had been anyone else in any other story.
It should have been 3 movies. And it should have had a bit more world building because that was the most interesting part, and it should have had different casting.
It was not a master class in exposition. But yeah, sure. There's always great indie sci-fi, like that Hitler on the Moon movie that Ashley likes so much. It's real raining over there.
Okay, did you see the lightning?
No, it's raining over here too. This is great radio. Hey, if you're listening to this tomorrow, Ashley and I were in a big rainstorm. Templeton Man. Templeton Man, what's his power? Templeton Man agrees to stop mowing his lawn naked. Oh, good. The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a man mowing his lawn in the nude in Templeton. Deputies contacted the subject Monday evening. The man admitted to mowing his lawn while naked, had been doing so for the last 2 years. It's very rural in that area, and the man thought his house and lawn were set back far enough from the roadway that his mowing would not be noticed. The man said he was not mowing his lawn with the intent to expose himself to vehicles passing by. Deputies counseled the man, and he agreed he'd no longer mow the lawn naked. This is a story that it ends with a nice little button on top, like just a little bow.
Sorry about my wiener.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm so sorry that I was showing my wiener to everybody for 2 years. I had no idea. Of course I'll stop. Like, that's pleasant.
So, I can understand mowing, like, in a bathing suit or with your shirt off, because when you mow, it's typically warm. However, there's been, like, you run over a bee's nest. You maybe want some clothes on.
Ooh, yeah. You don't want to get stung on the wiener.
Yeah, you hit that yellow jacket nest, and you're like, I'm thankful for the protection.
Yeah, just some coverage. You don't have to go out there in Carhartt pants and jacket. Wear my coveralls to mow the lawn in the summertime. I'd hate to get stung. Yeah.
On the tip of your wiener, you got to Prince Albert buy a yellow jacket. Jacob, I'm not going to go out and close the garage up because it's wet.
I could have done it before the rain, but I didn't, and now I'm not.
We never do. We always do it the last minute. It's like part of the nighttime shutdown. So we do it in the dark. And there's always some creepy ass bullshit going on in the garage because like squirrels try to get in and eat stuff. And it's dumb. And every night I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
But
why do we do this? No, we do it anyway.
I love that. That's pretty great. I have an evening ritual as well, but it's usually. It doesn't involve locking doors or anything because I grew up where I didn't have to worry about those things. But Stephanie's like, did you lock all the doors? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'll walk around the house and I'll look at everything and I'll go upstairs and say, did you lock the back door? Yeah, I locked the back door. Did you lock the door to the garage? Did you lock the door coming into the garage from outside? Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I didn't do that. It's pretty bad. The worst part is when I know I've locked it and she asked me, I'm like, son of a gun, I know I did, but I'm gonna go back down there and check anyway.
Yeah,
thank you for activating my OCD. Butthole.
Yeah, but yeah, why don't you lock the damn garage?
Yeah. I'm not the one that fell asleep upstairs. I'm the one that's got to lock everything up. Nah, I don't tit for tat
Tell
like
her to
that.
fall asleep downstairs, and then when she comes up to bed.
Yeah, when you wake up somewhere at 2 a.m., wander around the house unlocking things for me. Or locking things. WTF section.
Oh, this is jacked up. New dental slim device helps patient lose weight by locking teeth shut. Nothing could go wrong ever. This is genius.
Is it time locked or is it like you could use a safe word? I'm interested. I'm glued to the screen.
Jocko! Except you can't talk because your mouth's effing shut. A weight loss device developed by New Zealand researchers lock a person's teeth together so they can only ingest a liquid diet.
Okay, good.
Oh my god. What the friggity no.
Look, we can talk about how gross and torturous this is. People have their bellies cut open and plastic bands wrapped around their stomach. There are worse ways. This is just visible.
Teeth. I like my teeth. The Dental Slim Diet Control device uses magnets. Yep, nothing wrong with that. To lock a person's upper and lower teeth together, allowing them only to ingest a liquid diet. The device lets you open your mouth only about 2 millimeters. A dentist fits the locking bolts on your upper and God, no! On your upper and lower teeth. Participants in a trial reporting losing an average of 14 pounds in 2 weeks. Yeah, motherfucker, but the second those magnets are gone, you're going to gain it all back because you've learned literally nothing from it. Like, you're not going to continue drinking your liquid diet when you can eat. That's why you had to put a fucking lock on your mouth. This is dumb. This is fucking stupid. Like, dumb. Researchers say the device doesn't restrict breathing. Oh, God.
Good.
Oh, my God.
If liquid can get through, so can air, you dummies.
I have a cold.
Why do we have to... It's not...
Breathe through your teeth like, pretend like you have a cold. Breathe through your teeth. Your teeth get cold and it's the shits.
Yeah, it sucks.
That sucks.
That sucks.
This is so stupid. Everything about this is stupid. You're all dumb. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Some people have ridiculed the Dental Slim online, saying it resembles a, quote, creepy torture device, and it's, quote, fucking dumb. But researchers with the University of Otago in New Zealand responded by saying its main intent was not for general public, but for those who have a short-term medical need to lose weight quickly, such as preparing for some types of surgery and for managing diabetes. Okay. If I am going to pay money to have a magnet installed in my face for 2 weeks, put me in a spa where they prepare my meals for me and do it that way. At least I'm comfortable. I'm not having to think about food. I'll just eat what I'm given. I can't get anything else anyway. Like, no, you're dumb. They're dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb.
Hey, weight loss idea. So nowadays, you don't have to go to the grocery store, right? You grocery shop online and you go pick them up, or you have them delivered. What if you hired someone to grocery shop for you by filling in your grocery list and having it ready for you to pick up when you got there, that only had healthy foods on it? Like, you couldn't just go, I'm shopping for groceries. So funny, the Oreos fell in my basket. Like, instead, you just go, hey, person who has, like, time and knows how to not feed me sugar all day, why don't you shop using my Harris Teeter account, and then I'll go get the groceries after you've made my list. And then you just made it so you didn't go to the grocery store ever, and you couldn't buy food that was bad for you.
Well,
I'm a
don't
genius.
you think, like, that's... Like, there programs like that, like, literally just list your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have your shopping list for you, so you can just import it to something, hit, buy all. And then you go pick
maybe
it
it
up.
already exists. But
Well,
I'm
no,
just
it's
saying.
it's not exactly like that. But I mean, there are, like, it's not even meal planning necessarily. It's just zero thought. Like, here's the list. Here's what you're gonna eat. It's just the.
I need the lazy man's
Yeah.
how to not eat crap diet plan. I don't need like Weight Watchers. It requires getting out a measuring cup. F that.
Yeah,
It's not gonna happen, and
Don't
that
measure
needs
your
to come
food.
self-measured. Yeah, if I'm gonna put teaspoons of something into something, no, we all know that's not gonna happen. That's a lot of
Counting
effort.
calories isn't gonna work sustainably. It's just
Nutrisystem is just a TV dinner with pretty packaging, like and with the blue aprons and the healthy box or whatever.
But you still have to make it, though. That's the issue.
That.
I think the biggest issue is, like, okay, great, I've got my meal plan, but, like, if I've had a rough day and it's between spending 30 minutes making food and it's like 9 o'clock at night, I'm gonna buy Wendy's. I'm gonna DoorDash something. Like, even if it's simple, right? Like, if it's not already, I think that's why so many people meal prep on the weekends. Like, take a bag, dump it in a crock pot on Wednesday. It's done by noon. Or take a bag, dump it in a frying pan. And, like, okay, 5 minutes, it's ready. It takes less time to do this than to wait on a DoorDasher.
Yeah. I need new strategies because I have nothing useful in terms of strategy for how to make things or what to make, and I need to get back to some form of, like, How do I do it? So I did clean my griddle off. I got my griddle cleaned. So it's ready for like chicken and pork chops or whatever. I got that situated, which will help a lot because I like griddling. I can do it and it doesn't take long to make food on that thing. Got myself a new propane tank today for smash burger time.
Why did you say it like that?
Because it just felt like it. But no, I need some sort of more strict. I need lots of guardrails. Like some people need wiggle room.
No, I don't want wiggle room. I want somebody to tell me what I'm eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. I need you
and then make it for me.
Define. Yeah. I need you to define the rules as tightly as you can. Because I'm a cold turkey quitter. I can't.
Yeah.
I either go all in or there's nothing. And you can't give me this.
Whatever.
Well, you today just didn't work out and you didn't eat right. I'll be like, F it. My whole life is over. I don't know what to do. And I get it. That's not the way you're supposed to be. Don't write me. Head gamer, I know. Cognitive distortions, blah, blah, blah. But I know how I work. I know how I operate. And I understand that it's problematic. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't go away. Like, I need you to just...
Steven and I can't have a bad food in front of us. Because we'll expend all of our willpower trying to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
For, like, anywhere from, an hour to maybe days. But then it's just like, I'm done. I have nothing left. I'm a shell of a person. Give me the effing Oreo or cookie or whatever. And then you eat the whole bag. Because all you've been thinking about it. It's all consuming. It's dumb. So, like, if it's not in the house, I don't eat it. DoorDash has made that a little more difficult.
Oh, gosh. I need to, like, remove it from my phone. It's destroyed whatever budget may exist. That's for sure. Like, I feel like I could have bought 2 more houses for all the DoorDash that I've gone through. It's like, this is way more costly than I think we realize it is. And convenience is nice, but this is getting a little bit insane. And then, if we get a week where it's like, groceries. Oh, no, it's breakfast again, and we still don't have any groceries. It's like, Panera Bread. Your baby's awake.
Well, that's the other thing, like, the groceries, it's if you don't pick the grocery day and then get everything prepped as you're unloading it and putting it in the fridge, then it's just more convenient grocery items. Like, you didn't have to go to the grocery and get the bell pepper, but it's still bell pepper with an effing sticker on it. Like,
yeah,
it's not ready to be used.
Mm-hmm.
But when do you have time to prep?
It's discipline. It all comes down to discipline all day.
Okay, baby's awake.
I'm gonna get in the show. I'll see you later.
I love you guys so much. You're awesome.
Y'all are amazing as always. Thank you for being here with us on this fine episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Y'all are amazing. If you like the show, leave us a review. If you don't like the show, well, okay. Now I'm in it. Now my audio listeners get a more refined experience. Actually, they don't. Anyway, hey, so follow us on Twitter at TwoDorksTV. Steve H&H, Fate Kills, PHATE Kills. Tip us, make the show better over there at twodorks.net/tip. And you can join our Patreon at twodorks.net/support. Special thanks to our patrons who help us out every time the first of the month rolls around and I got to pay for web servers. It helps. Y'all are making a big difference. Thanks to D.H. Dunn, Hammerdorf, Jesse, Og, Adam, Christine of Geekheim, Oddly Normal One, and our parents for your continued support of what we do over here on Two Dorks. If you like this show, perhaps you would like a little show called Side Quests. We just recorded our fifth episode last night, and we're coming up on our next big challenge, which is to walk 2 miles back home from somewhere. Listen to that show for the full description. But it's going to be awesome. And then you can vote for the next side quest at twodorks.net/poll. Tell us what you want us to do next. And we're going to leave you with these words of wisdom from Kate Seredi. Kill the snake of doubt in your soul. Crush the worms of fear in your heart. And mountains will move out of your way. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.